Hey guys, Mike here. So today's cult classic review is 1999's Fight Club starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. So normally guys, I do try and keep these reviews as spoiler free as possible, but for this one, there is something that does happen in this movie that does very much enter spoiler territory that I need to talk about in order to talk about my experience of viewing Fight Club. So, if you haven't already seen Fight Club, then it's just going off this video and coming back once you've watched the movie. If you've already seen it, then stick around to see what I thought of it. So in Fight Club, Edward Norton's character is an insomniac, and he kind of struggles also to basically feel anything. So in an effort to try and make him feel real emotions and to try and actually get some sleep, he decides to go into a lot of groups where they talk about their feelings or certain traumas that they've had. And for a while this really works for him, until one day he's not able to attend his groups anymore, so he starts to fall back into his old rut. That's when he meets Tyler Durden, who pretty much changes his whole perspective on life. The two of them become very close, and together, they discover a new way of feeling something whilst at the same time laying out everything that bothers them. Fight Club. And so we have Fight Club. So this is the movie, guys, that before reviewing it today, I had actually seen it before. Though my experience of watching this movie was quite different to a lot of other people's, because unfortunately, I knew the big twist in this movie before watching it. I can't remember how I found it out, but I thought this was really going to ruin my experience of watching this movie. Because sure, I imagine it would have been really good to not find out the twist before seeing it. But actually, knowing the twist for this movie gave me a whole different kind of perspective watching it. The twist being that Edward Norton's character is Tyler Durden the whole time, who's played by Brad Pitt. So all these deep conversations they've been having, this whole time he's been thinking he's had a really good friend, has been him just talking to himself, basically. And like I've already said, I imagine it would have been really good not knowing this twist before seeing the movie. However, I found it quite fun finding little things that actually led up to this twist. The fact that no one would talk to them both at the same time, the fact that Tyler said don't talk to anyone about me, and the fact that Helena Bonham Carter's character was never consistent with him. There were just so many little things that made this whole experience really fun. There was also something else I didn't notice the first time I watched Fight Club. At the start of the movie, there were these little scenes where Brad Pitt's character suddenly flashes on the screen and then in the next second he's gone. And I thought this was really good because this foreshadowed the scene when they're in the projector room and they're kind of splicing in these little pornographic images into the movies. It's just another thing that makes Fight Club a really clever movie. The thing I really love about Fight Club is its philosophy. Though I have heard this same kind of philosophy from other movies, it still doesn't distract from how it's presented in this movie. It's about giving into our animalistic nature, letting go of control, and really just kind of questioning who we really are as people. And you wouldn't expect that from a movie which is more or less about just a bunch of people getting together and beating each other up. Fight Club isn't exactly subtle in the way it brings up its philosophy, but still, it starts very interesting conversations. Though, something I've never really agreed with Fight Club is where it's placed in the IMDb top 250 movies of all time. For the longest time, Fight Club has been the number 10 movie on IMDb. And though it is a really good film, I've never tended to agree with this placement of it. I've only really seen it move out of the top 10 a couple of times over the years. When Avengers Infinity War came out, when Avengers Endgame came out, when Joker came out, and recently, Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring has taken its number 10 spot, so I guess it's not number 10 anymore. I'm not really knocking the movie, it's just personally, I don't think it's, say, a top 10 movie. So, would I consider Fight Club a personal cult classic, and would I recommend that you guys should watch it? Though I really like this movie, and I imagine that it would have been even better not knowing the twist before seeing it, I wouldn't put this as a personal favourite of mine. I'm not really sure what it is. I just don't think I really enjoy this movie as much as many other people do. But having said all that, I still would recommend that you guys should watch it. It's got a really good story, good philosophy, it's a well-made movie, and the acting is just phenomenal. Brad Pitt especially is really good in this one, and probably one of the best roles that I've seen him give. Okay guys, that's my cult classic review of Fight Club. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever you think, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!